Locomotive made the 30-kilometer trip to Corner Brook on Thursday afternoon. Engine number 593 was built in 1921. The railway retired it in 1957. The Corner Brook Rotary Club got the locomotive and put it on display at the South Brook Park. But a few years ago, the club decided to move it to a new home in Corner Brook. It wasn't getting the care it needed at the South Brook Park. Besides, retired railway men who were looking after it needed a locomotive to be at the head of a collection of rail cars they managed to acquire. R.J. Rhodey Hickey is one of those men. Russ Powell spoke to him at South Brook as they were getting ready to move the locomotive.
Rhodey, you're pretty familiar with the history of this locomotive. How far back does this machine go?
Well, it goes back to, I think, she come to country in 1921. The engine did, 1921.
Did you ever run this machine?
Yes, I ran that machine. I was promoted to engineer in 1952. And that engine was brought up here in 1957, yeah.
Where was it before it came here?
The last duties of it, I think, was in Porterbass in the yard, switching in the yard. That's the last tour of duty she done in there.
That's 20 years now this train has been here.
It's been 30 years.
30 years,
Sure.
right.
57.
My figures are all wrong, yeah.
57, 87.
Yeah.
30 years.
What's it like to move after 30 years of just sitting, seeing no movement at all?
Well, I guess she's not going to like it. She's going to groan a bit, I guess, before she starts going. But I guess she'll go. I mean, everything is on her the same as she came in, you know.
Rhodey, you've been involved with this project for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been at it now for 2-3 years now at this.
You and a group of other retired locomotive engineers
yeah.
and trainmen and
Yeah.
brakemen and that. How many of you all together?
There's about 20 altogether.
What have you been doing?
Well, we've been restoring, we got a steel cab and a day coach and a baggage car and a box baggage, and we've been painting it up and restoring the rolling stock back. And now we're going to take the engine down to Corner Brook and Humbermouth and put it with the train.
Whereabouts?
They're just to the road east of the gypsum plant there, from the main line.
What you're going to have then is a sort of mini Newfie bullet for people to come and look at.
We'll have a complete unit, complete train, yeah. A cab right to the engine, yeah.
You fellas have more work to do then once you get that set up?
Oh, we're only just started. We're only just started that now. We can get it down. We got a lot of work doing.
What are you going to do?
Well, we got to restore the engine. You know, try to get everything put back in the cab and paint it up and do it up. The same thing with the cars. We paint them. That's what I'll do.
Rhodey, this must be a labor of love for you fellas.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we like to. It's something you do, and we like it. And so I guess everybody's interested in it, just the railroader. So I guess she'll look all right. I don't know. She mightn't go again, but she'll look all right until you gets it all done.
One of the problems up here, Rhodey, has been there's been a little bit of vandalism. It's fair to say there's been a lot of vandalism with clappers and bells and valves and everything stolen off this up here.
Yeah.
Is it going to be any better when it's down in Corner Brook and a little closer to where people live, people can watch it?
We've been down there now over a year and a half there now, and we had no trouble in Humbermouth. I mean, there's no windows broke or anything. I mean, perfect in Humbermouth. We had no trouble there. Most all retired people there on Station Road. You know, that's what they're all doing that way. I don't think we're going to have any trouble there. I don't believe. And we'll try to restore everything back again like it was at some time.
Rhodey, the Rotary Club and Terra Transport has come to you fellas about this. I guess once you get railroading in your blood, you never get it out, do you?
No, that's true, yeah. That's right. Yeah. You never get it out. So.
It's amazing that you've got two big diesel locomotives that are going to haul this steam locomotives. How do they compare in power if the steam locomotives are running now?
You mean the horsepower, the engines?
Yeah, and operating.
Yeah. Well,
what would you rather run, the diesel or the steam?
I rather steam engine, where guys are running them. You know, I rather. But the diesels are more comfortable, and they're more, in the winter time they were in that, than the steam engine.
Yeah.
And they're not as dangerous as steam engine and runoffs or wrecks. But if I had a choice, I'd prefer a steam engine. But the horsepower, they got, there's 1,200 horsepower each unit of diesel. The diesels got 1,200 horsepower. I'd say that one back here is about 600 or 700. You know. She wasn't the biggest steam engine we had. She was one of the smaller ones. But that's the only steam engines on the island now, left of the whole outfit. Yeah.
Rhodey, when the plans were finally clued up that you were going to move this locomotive, how long was there ever the day when you were working on this locomotive that seemed a long time off, you'd never get it moved?
Yeah, seemed a long. I didn't expect it to be ever moved, you know. But sooner or later, if it wasn't moved, it'd have to go to the scrap pile. I mean, you know, they'd have to burn it up or something because it was neglected right down now, you know, for the last 10 years. I mean, it's been gone, you know. It's been run right down. So it'll only last another couple of years anyway, if you didn't do something with it. So to save it and preserve it or try to do something with it, well, we had to take it out of here for the summer, you know.
Moving engine number 593 was also a big occasion for Philip Greenacre. He's been involved with the project right from the start for the Corner Brook Rotary Club and for the Bay of Islands Museum Society. The job started almost a decade ago, but Greenacre says it was only the past few years that progress was made.
It's an occasion where I personally feel very grateful for the encouragement of the railway company, in particular, Terra Transport, and I've acquired a great deal of respect for the railwaymen who are really, I consider them to be the driving force.
The big question now is once the locomotive gets down to Corner Brook, what happens to it then?
Well, the railway company is allowing us to put it on a siding quite close to the gypsum plant, where it will join 4 other pieces of rolling stock which have already been taken over by the volunteer group of railwaymen.
Where does the Historical Society fit into this now? And the Rotary Club, of course.
Yes, yes. Well, the Museum Society, I suppose in a tangible way, has fitted in because it has found modest amounts of money to buy material, and the Rotary Club has also come forward with a certain amount of money. But in monetary terms, the assistance is quite modest compared with the physical efforts of the railwaymen.
In terms of Corner Brook Rotary, what kind of a difference is it going to be for Rotary to have the locomotive now in Corner Brook and in where it's well, obviously getting better care than it has gotten here?
Well, I think in Humbermouth, the railwaymen will be closer at hand to do the restoration work. I think the Rotary Club's feeling is that wherever the locomotive is going to be safest and best looked after, this would be the right location for it.
As mentioned, the old steam engine is at the head of a mini train on a siding at the Atlantic Gypsum Plant. The train may eventually be moved somewhere else, but it's now on permanent display here in Corner Brook. Now, that's our program.